There are now nearly 4 billion mobile internet users globally, but businesses and marketers are still not optimizing for mobile performance, mobile UX, and app stores. And this therefore presents a huge opportunity for savvy marketers as the bar is set so low. But mobile optimization is much more than just creating responsive websites. It's designing a website with the mobile user at the top of mind. So in this 3-part mini-series, I wanted to give you some easy to implement mobile performance and UX optimization tips. This is really going to help your mobile sites go like lightning, catapult up the search rankings, and wow your users. So welcome to part 1. Today I'm going to talk about mobile performance optimization. And as a heads up, we've actually added mobile optimization to the T-Shape Player 2019 as we feel it's such a vital skill. Definitely go and check it out after the video. And if you've not already, you should 100% take the quiz too. Let's see how you shape up. Right, let's do this. Hey guys, my name's Luke and I work in the marketing team here at Growth Tribe. As I've just said, mobile optimization is one of the lower hanging fruits. And these tips I'm going to share can be super simple to implement. And often the competition just isn't doing it. It's still way too common to stumble into mobile site experiences that feel slow and cluttered. Search engines are hungry for speed, and it's why the biggest, Google, has actually implemented mobile-first indexing. But what exactly is it? Well, this brings me on to tip number 1. Understanding mobile-first indexing. As of March 2018, Google stated, mobile-first indexing means that we'll use the mobile versions of the page for indexing and ranking to better help our primary mobile users find what they're looking for. We continue to have one single index that we use for serving search results. We do not have a mobile-first index that's separate from our main index. This means that Google's actually ranking search results based solely on the mobile page, even when searching from a desktop device. Basically, for SEO on any device, you need to be optimizing your pages for mobile. And that brings me on to tip number 2. Run mobile site diagnostics. Speed is great for both mobile user experience and the search engines love it. 53% of mobile users will bounce if a page does not load within 3 seconds. And with Google continually pushing out mobile first updates, page speed is becoming significantly more important. It's now more significant than desktop. Google has a need for speed and so should you. But how can you achieve super fast speeds on mobile? First things first, diagnose. There are tons of tools out there to test mobile performance, but my favorite 3 are actually from Google themselves. And the first is Page Speed Insights. The great thing with this tool is not only will it give you the page speed index, but it will list all the opportunities and optimizations that can be made to improve page speed and by how much. Alternatively, you also have the Test My Site tool. This analysis is going to show you exactly how fast your mobile pages load on a 4G connection. Remember, anything greater than 3 seconds is considered slow. Plus, it can give you custom fixes for each page you analyze. And finally, there's the Mobile Usability Report on your Google Search Console. The Mobile Usability Report shows which pages in your properties have usability problems when viewed on mobile devices. It's a great sanity check to ensure Google views your pages as mobile friendly, and good luck trying to rank if they're not. However, take what Google considers mobile friendly with a pinch of salt. It doesn't correlate with a site that has great UX, and it simply looks to ensure that all functionality works on mobile and that there's no design issues on mobile. Okay, cool. So you've used all the tools, you've run all the tests, and now you've got a list of problems that you need to solve. To help, I wanted to go through just a few of the most common occurrences and how you can fix them. So this is tip number 3, understanding your mobile site diagnostics. Common occurrence, number 1, optimizing your images. Images are big and they're unfriendly to browsers. Always consider removing your images on mobile unless they're completely necessary. But I get it. An image says 1,000 words and they're fundamental to good design. So completely removing them on mobile is slightly unrealistic. Sometimes you can actually replace or replicate images with CSS effects. For example, you can use CSS to add shadow effects and gradient backgrounds. Plus, you can even use CSS to create animations. Combining these can allow you to create assets that look amazing at any resolution and at a fraction of the size of an image file. Bonus tip, don't use text in images. Use web fonts instead. Web fonts are smaller and better for UX. They can be selected, they can be searched, and they look much better on high-res screens. Also, think about how you choose the right image formats. Raster formats can be great for pictures, where I'd recommend using JPEG formats, and logos or images where you need a transparent background, where I'd recommend using a PNG file. You could also look at scalable vector graphics for geometric shapes like icons and logos. These will actually look much better on higher resolution displays. But what about these next-gen formats? You may have seen your diagnosis reports telling you to try and serve images in these next-gen formats. This is to help you potentially save on size, But what exactly are these formats and should you use them? Encoding your images in these formats rather than JPEG or PNG means that they will load faster and consume less cellular data. WebP is supported in Chrome and Opera and provides better lossy and lossless compression for images on the web. Images take up loads of visual space and account for most of the downloaded bytes when your web page loads. Optimizing images is going to save you loads of bytes of data and really help your page performance. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how image compression works. I just wanted to share some of my favorite tools to get the job done. Are you using WordPress? Then I'd highly recommend a tool called Smush. Smush is a super simple plugin that's going to let you both compress all your existing images with the click of a button, and it features an automatic compression on upload feature. It can also help you by stripping images of unnecessary metadata often stored by the cameras. And I also personally like the feature to detect and show incorrectly sized images. It can actually come up as a flag in your diagnostics to ensure you scale these images correctly, and this can help you identify the issues in a visual way. Another tool I'd recommend for faster raster image compression is Kraken.io. I really like that it lets you bulk upload photos, even on the free version, and choose your compression type. It also has an expert mode for better customization. Quick bonus, you can also use a tool like SVG Minify to optimize vector files and strip them of the large amounts of information pulled from graphic editors that are unnecessary for displaying the image on a site. Another bonus, and getting a little bit more technical, you may often see in your diagnosis that deferring off-screen images may have a significant impact on your page's load time. These off-screen images are actually assets that are loading below the fold. But regardless, they're going to be downloaded on the initial page load, and that's going to decrease speed. There are a few ways to stop these assets from downloading on the initial page load, but I'd actually advise talking to your developer to make this happen. For example, they might actually recommend a popular technique called lazy loading, and this is going to defer that object until it's actually required. So let's move on from image compression and talk about common occurrence number 2. Minifying your code. More data equals slower page loading times. That's why it's always super important to trim the fat of your code. And this is where minification comes in. Minification refers to the process of removing unnecessary or redundant data without affecting how the resource is processed by the browser. If you're a self-taught DIY front-end coder like myself, this technique can actually save you a good amount of bytes, and it's going to improve that all-important page speed. Plus, there's loads of tools out there that make this super easy to do. For WordPress users, I like the WordPress Speed of Light plugin. It does have loads of functionality above and beyond just minification, but if installed, go to the dashboard and flick the switches on the functionality you need. Not using WordPress? No problem. Again, there's a ton of free tools out there to help you minify your CSS and your JavaScript. One of my favorites for the pure simplicity of it is minifier.org. Plus, on this post from Google, they actually list some of their recommendations to get the job done. Let's move on again. Common occurrence number 3, leveraging browser caching. What exactly is that? Browser caching can help by storing some of the files locally in the user's browser. This means the amount of data the user's browser has to download is less, and fewer requests need to be made to your server. The result, decreased page load times. Browser caching is actually really easy to achieve. If you're not using WordPress, you might want to mention it first to your development team, as there's going to be a small amount of code they want to add to the htaccess file. But if you are using WordPress, there's a ton of plugins out there. The WordPress Speed of Light plugin actually has this feature, so I'd definitely go and check it out if you're one of the 33% of websites globally that use WordPress. Tip number 4, consider AMP. Now, I say consider because they do come with their limitations. But first, what exactly is AMP? It stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages. At its core, the framework allows you to build lightweight experiences for mobile by simplifying the HTML and following streamlined CSS rules. They let you create super fast pages for mobile that load on average 4 times faster than their non-AMP counterparts. That's great, right? Well, hold up a bit. It's not necessarily as good as it seems. Speed? Absolutely. SEO? Not so much. As Content King puts it, by implementing AMP, your website's pages will load faster for mobile visitors and will stand out slightly more in Google search results. However, the strictness of the AMP standard means that you might actually lose some of your mobile page functionality. You also have to give up more control to Google, and implementation may require development resources. And when I say giving up some control to Google, in the words of Brian Dean, when someone links to your AMP pages, that link actually points to the google.com domain. In other words, AMP can cost you in the link department. Final tip. Number 5, think search rankings on mobile. This means optimizing your site title and description tags for mobile search. Mobile screens are smaller, so you have less visual real estate. So this means you should consider how the site's meta tags will look in mobile SERPs. You can actually use a tool like SERPsim to see exactly how your title and description tags are gonna look on mobile. Finally, if you're actually thinking mobile first, you should really consider using schemed structured data to stand out in the search results. According to the Google Developer Forum, structured data is a standard standardized format for providing information about a page and classifying the page's content. For example, on a recipe page, what are the ingredients, the cooking time, the temperature, the calories, and so on. So that's it for part one, where we covered mobile performance optimization. Setting your site up for great speed and performance from both the front and the back end is to lay the foundations for great mobile experiences. It's crucial to mobile-first approach. In part two, I'm going to be jumping into mobile UX and how you can design these mobile sites for impeccable mobile browsing. Plus, remember to go and check out our brand new T-Shaped Marketer 2019. Here we cover mobile optimization and many more essential skills for the modern marketer. And definitely remember to take the quiz to see how you shape up and rank against your marketing peers. Stay tuned for part two. I'll see you again soon. Look out, logo stamp, go.